Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Clark Time Media.
Defending Caitlin or defending the team, or how do you view just how it all?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
I'll ask about the game too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys came for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
talk
seriously.
about basketball.
Yeah.
Come on now.
When the only cash cow in your league starts to seriously consider leaving, what precisely happens? That is the current situation in the WNBA. The person who drives your ratings, item sales, and mainstream relevance, your brand's face, becomes so weary of the blatant disrespect, foul play, and biased officiating that she is prepared to walk. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 85% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So, did you subscribe already?
Great.
Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
I'm almost convinced that the WNBA, along with their microscopic fan base, I'm almost convinced that they don't want to see the WNBA grow. I'm almost convinced that it bothers them that Caitlin Clark has elevated this.
The WNBA should go above and beyond to safeguard Caitlin Clark, the game-changing golden goose who is unquestionably the biggest thing to ever happen to this league. Do you not believe it? Take a look at the figures. There are rumors that the media magnet is finished. The WNBA is over, but not basketball. You can't really blame her after seeing the previous several games.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the fourth different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her.
Ratings have risen by over 200% because of Caitlin Clark, a revolutionary rather than only a novice. Instead of treating her like a celebrity, the league has permitted her to be treated like a punching bag. In order to give Caitlin Clark national prime time slots, networks have begun shifting MLB and even NBA Summer League games in recent months. Additionally, jersey sales are practically skyrocketing and arena sellouts have become the norm.
This was all game, folks. All game. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were getting checked. All game. The Indiana Fever were getting punked. All game. The referees let this physical style of basketball continue and continue.
Yes, that is accurate. Every single week, when Clark is shoved, elbowed, checked across the face, or blindsided, the referees do nothing but nod. If the conduct is so horrible that it goes viral online and results in a retroactive wrist slap, they might even call a penalty.
Sheldon. And what we saw in this Connecticut Sun game was JC Sheldon picking Caitlin Clark up full court. It was back to rookie year defensive strategies against Caitlin Clark. Guarding her full court, face guarding her, blitzing her on every single screen, double teaming her. Like that was the Connecticut Sun defensive strategy for Caitlin Clark, and JC Sheldon was in her face.
And that's the problem. The league only responds to fan uproar because social media forces them to, not because it's the proper thing to do, or because they want to protect their most important asset. Now, let's talk about the latest incident that sparked this entire debate during the most recent game against the Sun. Clark was the target of 2 unclean, damaging, and utterly unbearable plays.
As you guys can see here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin Clark. She swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin Clark nudges her off because JC stays in her face. And then Tina Charles runs over and is kind of wagging her finger in Caitlin Clark's face. And then Marina Mabrey comes out of nowhere and chucks her.
Before fans could even finish yelling over that one, there was the first JCS. With no ball in play and no basketball action taking place, Marina McBraw decided to play full linebacker and shoulder check Clark to the ground. It wasn't a physical defense. It was a successful job. Sheldon delivered what can only be called a tiny eye gouge by reaching across Clark's face. It was visible on the replay. It was exact and completely superfluous.
Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball, swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin's gonna have to start wearing goggles. And then Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabrey, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark.
And why did no one be ejected by the referees? Clark, let that sink in. During a single game, the biggest star in your league gets hit in the eye and then decked in the chest. but the players carry on as if nothing had happened. There was not a single egregious foul called. There was total chaos with no referee intervening.
You got one player, one valuable asset. You have one star that you should be protecting at all costs. And how does the WNBA treat her? They constantly attack her, they poke her in the eye, then they take cheap shots when she's...
According to reports, the lady who brought women's basketball to millions of new fans is thinking about quitting the league completely, not retiring, not taking a break, walking away from a WNBA that, to be honest, has given her every reason to do so. The rumor started at that point. Clark is reaching her breaking point, according to a number of insiders, team media, and even former players who are muttering the same thing.
Of course, the referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. That's a lot of non-basketball contact happening during this play, right? So the 3 referees that I like to say, they got them straight out of Sephora because I don't think these referees have ever refereed a professional basketball game.
It's over if Clark does depart. Let's be clear. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is a different product that most casual fans won't watch because, in all honesty, the league finally got it with Clark after decades of asking for popular attention. Because they are unable to even enforce their own standards, they are now rejecting it.
Clark should 100% skip this and send a message to the commissioner. And that is about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever take their first trip to the Commissioner's Cup Championship.
What makes it worse? Missing a call is one thing, but citing Clark for ticky-tack violations while consistently ignoring her blatant fouls is quite another. However, the difference is so obvious that Clark's thrashing is almost hilarious. When she breaths near a defense foul, the whistle stays silent. It's a hazardous and uncomfortable joke.
The jealous rage was bad enough, but to make matters worse, and this is what most Caitlin Clark fans are pissed off about. Notice I did not say WNBA fans. They don't exist. But the reason most Caitlin Clark fans are pissed off is because the WNBA seems to be steadfast in their refusal not to do a damn thing about it.
To be clear, Clark has never asked for special treatment. She isn't whining about every call. She has only ever requested fair treatment and defense against frequently targeted birds. Instead, she gets attacked and then teed up for begging for it.
Reaction. I was losing it. And you guys were in chat like, what is going on? What is happening? How was that the call? After 15 minutes of deliberating, that's what you call? 3 texts and a flagrant 1? That's it? That's it? That is what they called. And it was so funny because on the broadcast, I'm not even sure who the male announcer was, but he was essentially like, what do you actually need to do to get ejected?
And that brings us back to the concern. The league will implode if Clark even threatens to resign. The players who have spent the last few months trying to make her appear modest will continue playing in front of 1,500 spectators in nearly empty stadiums, and casual viewers will stop watching.
Because this is the Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games included the Indiana Fever?
Let's talk about the money. The WNBA has been losing money for years. This is no secret. They have been sustained by outside funding, and Clark's presence has been a lifeline thanks to the NBA's generosity. People suddenly wanted to buy a thing, and now that product is considering taking itself off the market.
Headline at USA Today. WNBA TV ratings down more than 50% since Caitlin Clark injury. But this is not me highlighting the huge embarrassing failure in the WNBA. This is not me pointing out that this league is absolutely useless without the Roo from Waterloo. This is USA Today, the home of the Star Trek virgin Mike Freed.
Because Clark has already left her imprint and completely changed the landscape of professional athletics. Given that the league will not defend her, why would she continue to give up her body every night? The WNBA needs her like an air epidemic, but she doesn't need the league.
I hope Clark doesn't play. Fever should pack up, let the league fail. Obviously, they don't have her best interest at heart. It's a effing laughable. Sheldon Mabry were allowed to continue to play.
And it's known to the supporters. They have been vocal and furious. The hashtag Defend Clark is always trending. Every hit she receives, every time she is fouled, and every time the whistle doesn't sound are all captured on camera by her supporters, who are now focusing on the league.
Pretend basketball players have come to the harsh realization that their precious turd of a league, it is irrelevant without Caitlin Clark. Prior to her injury, the Felines were averaging 1.8 million viewers. Since Caitlin Clark has been injured, the unknown supporting cast in Indiana, they have that number down to a cool 847,000.
There is undoubtedly a meeting going on somewhere in the WNBA front office with one item on the agenda, and networks and sponsors are nervous. If Clark departs, what should we do? Other players are starting to express their thoughts as well.
Yeah, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do.
I do that. During the most recent game, Cunningham, Sophie, one of Clark's fiercest defenders, literally went into bodyguard mode and started a verbal altercation with the other team. The crowd cheered Clark off the court as if she were a hero for protecting her teammate after they saw her commit yet another uncalled foul.
Marina Mabry didn't get ejected for this. Marina Mabry didn't get ejected for this at all. But Sophie Cunningham got thrown out for what she did. Sophie Cunningham got thrown out for what...
In order to defend herself, Sophie did what the referees and the league forbade. When fans noticed that Caitlin Clark's shirt sold out in a few hours, she came to represent responsibility and devotion. On the other hand, the officials see Clark being beaten game after game and do nothing. It is dishonorable.
Sophie Cunningham's jersey, oh yeah. Fever fans spend that bread, folks. Sophie Cunningham's jersey, out of stock. Look at that. No size in stock. A small, a medium, a large, an extra large, a double XL. You're going to have to get one custom made. Sophie Cunningham stands up for Caitlin Clark, and overnight, her jerseys are selling like hotcakes. Sophie.
What happens next? Does the league step in? Do the officials start calling fouls? Or does the commissioner finally say that this is excessive? Because if they don't, Caitlin Clark will leave, taking with her the league's future, fans, ratings, and media attention. This is not merely a rumor. It is a warning. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments section. We appreciate your viewing and hope to see you in the future one. Protect your league, your players, and your stars, or watch it all fall apart.